All right, so we made it to the Ride to Save Lives. It's a motorcycle safety course put on by the Virginia State Police. And you can see they're starting to set up. Got some more bikes showing up.
Parking lot, like, oh cool, I'm gonna park, and you're like, look left, look right, and you weren't paying attention. Alright, first thing you want to do is turn. The BMWs love to have their little mirrors pop off, and they just hang on by strings. It's adorable. It looks like a Toy Story. So I shove them all back on, and then what you do is you're going to walk your motor up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my butt in the seat to the best of my ability. I'm going to grab here, and I'm going to walk up. I'm going to look up and just take small choppy steps. And that's it. So anyway, so the whole concept here, we're going to be doing the figure eight here, all right? You're going to have these two gates, or you're going to have, well, three gates actually. And all we're doing is stay head eyes while looking where you want to go, while also utilizing the friction zone on the motorcycle, and utilizing rear brake only. You're going to be going low speeds, so we don't use front brake. You know, use front brake at low speeds. It's going to load the front, and it's going to go plonk, and you're going to just dive. It's going to make you dive right into the ground, and you'll drop the motor. But you're going to be utilizing your head turning, looking where you want to go, setting your throttle to maybe a little bit higher based on your riding skill, because we all know as long as you got power to the rear wheel, you're going to stay up. Okay, as long as there's power going to the rear wheel, you're going to stay up. So your clutch, proper throttle, and looking where you want to go. We're not going to be looking down at the cones. You're going to be keeping your eyes up. You're going to be utilizing your peripheral vision while looking where you want to go. Okay, so we're going to start and do. We're not out here to test you. We're going to be yelling at you over the motorcycle, not because we're mad at you. We're going to be yelling at you over the motorcycle, but utilize all of your space. Okay, we're going to have you go on the outside of the cones out here. Obviously these motors are not going to be here. Once I get done with the warm-up line, I'll start a line so there's no pressure. You're going to have all the room you want. Utilize all the room. Okay, so essentially you're going to come in and you'll just come through the gate right off the bat. You can go right or you can go left, and you'll just come through the center of the gate here, and then look over, and I'm looking up and over, looking to those trees, looking at those trees, looking up. I'm not looking down at the cone. I know that they're there, but I'm going to come out, and you can come out. Use all your space. Let Dave move his car. You can come all the way out here if you want. Whatever you're comfortable doing. Okay? You're going to come around. You're going to go through the gate again. Okay? Right around here, I'm turning, and I'm looking over my shoulder, and I'm looking at the trees down there, or you can even look at that trash can way down there. The concept is to not be looking down at the cones. I'm not looking at these cones. I'm not concerned with these ones. They're in my peripheral, so I know.
Like a zero, you're at almost as even as you can be, and you can transition easily. Because if I'm farther back in that saddle and I got to go full stop to full stop, what happens? I end up leaning forward every time to do this, go right and or left. If I'm all the way forward, I don't have to turn my upper body. I have full extension on my right and left arm, stop to stop. I'm not having to lean. That means I have more control over about your foot. You guys on dressers more so than some of the sport bikes. If you put your foot down, your foot's not moving anymore. It's steady, the bike's rolling. That saddlebag guard will catch you behind your knee or just below it and snap your leg and shin in half.
Now I can cover my rear brake, so it's a little bit easier. I got that safety one.
For the right turn from the stop, they wanted us to keep our right foot down on the ground as opposed to covering the rear brake. This gave me some trouble at first because I'm normally covering my rear brake in slow speed maneuvers, but I ended up getting the hang of it. All right, so we're here at the Ride to Save Lives. This is an event that is sponsored by the Virginia State Police Motor Unit. It's a free event. I think it runs throughout the summer and early fall. When it starts getting cool, they shut it down. But it's free. Today was about 3 hours. I think it's scheduled for 3 to 5 hours. I could be wrong, but today was about 3 hours. Really good. They go through a lot of different scenarios that they encounter on the road and their jobs and how to deal with those. And they give us some safety tips on the bike, show you how to pick the bike up, how to properly inspect it using T-clocks. And then we go through some drills. It's very forgiving. You don't have to be a slow speed master to be out here. It's really, they give you the drill and then you can make it tighter if you want, or you can make it looser. So we started out with just a warm-up lap around the parking lot and do some single serpentine. And then our first actual drill was a figure eight, and there was basically 3 different sizes of figure eight that you could do depending on what you wanted to do in your skill level. I can't remember what was next, but I'll tell you everything we did. So we started out with the figure eight. We also practiced emergency braking, and then we practiced emergency braking into an avoidance. So basically threshold braking, come to almost a complete stop, feet up on the floorboards, and then take off to avoid a collision that might happen behind you. We also did right and left turns from a stop, single serpentine, and offset cone weave. Really good day. If you live in Virginia, or even if you don't live in Virginia, you know, if you're close, West Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, I highly recommend checking out the Ride to Save Lives. Again, it's sponsored by the Virginia State Police. You can just Google Ride to Save Lives. I think they have tickets on the Eventbrite page, but it's free. But you do have to register. So awesome day. Thanks for watching. As always, stay safe and keep the rubber side down.